The great hall was silent. Not a normal silence, but a heavy one, the kind that pressed on the chest and made breathing hard. Thousands of alien eyes watched from high seats made of black stone. Above them, bright lights floated like cold stars. Cameras hovered in the air, sending everything live across the galaxy. In the center of the hall stood a small group of humans. Men, women, and children. Their hands were bound. Their clothes were torn. Their faces showed fear, pain, and exhaustion. They had traveled too far. They had lost too much. Captain Aaron stood in front of them. He was tall but thin now. His lips were dry. His eyes were sharp. He did not look away. Beside him was Dr. Lena. She held the hands of two children, a small boy named Kai and a younger girl named Mira. Kai tried to look brave, but his knees shook. Mira pressed her face into Dr. Lena's side and whispered, "I am scared." Dr. Lena bent down slowly and spoke in a calm voice. "Stay close. Look at me. Breathe slow." Her own heart was racing, but she did not let it show. A deep sound echoed through the hall. Footsteps. The Alien Empress entered. She was tall, wrapped in dark armor that shined like glass. Her eyes glowed faintly blue. Every alien in the hall lowered their head. Even a guard stepped back. She stopped in front of the humans. Her gaze moved from Captain Aaron to Dr. Lena and then to the children. A small smile touched her lips. Her voice was clear and cold when she spoke. "If you have any fluid inside your body," she said slowly, "I will kill you during the aspiration." The words spread through the hall like ice. Aliens laughed quietly. Some pointed at the humans. Everyone knew humans were mostly water. Everyone knew what aspiration meant. A machine behind the Empress began to move. Long metal arms unfolded. Clear tubes filled with sharp needles lowered from the ceiling. The sound alone made Kai flinch. Mira started to cry. Dr. Lena pulled both children close. "Do not panic," she whispered. "Listen to my voice." Captain Aaron took one step forward. Chains pulled tight around his wrists. He looked at the Empress. "You could kill us fast," he said. His voice was dry but steady. "Why do this?" The Empress tilted her head. "Because fear teaches better than death." She raised one hand. The machine powered on. Lights flashed red. The tubes moved closer. The air felt thick. Even the aliens stopped talking. A loud voice announced, "Aspiration protocol begins." The first needle moved toward Captain Aaron's arm. Kai squeezed his eyes shut. Dr. Lena held her breath. The needle pierced skin. The machine began to pull. Everyone waited for the scream. It did not come. Captain Aaron's body shook, but his teeth stayed locked. His face turned pale, but he stayed standing. Screens above the hall flickered. Numbers jumped. Warning signs flashed. Alien scientists leaned forward. "This is strange," one said. "Fluid extraction is unstable." The needle moved to Dr. Lena. She gasped when it entered, but she did not cry out. Her body reacted fast. Her breathing changed. Her muscles tightened. Then the machine moved to the children. "No!" Dr. Lena shouted. Guards held her down. Kai screamed when the needle touched him. Then his voice faded. His head fell forward. Mira whimpered softly and went still. The hall went quiet again. The Empress watched closely. "Continue," she said. The machine worked harder. Suddenly, alarms rang. Red symbols filled the screens. "Error," a scientist shouted. "Fluid is not flowing correctly." "What do you mean?" the Empress asked. "The water is locked inside their cells. Pressure is rising." Captain Aaron collapsed to one knee. Dr. Lena fell beside him. The children lay still. The aliens leaned forward, excited. Then Kai coughed. Mira took a shallow breath. Dr. Lena's eyes opened. Captain Aaron looked up. Alive. The hall exploded into noise. "That is impossible. Humans should be dead." The Empress's smile vanished. She stared at the humans, then at the broken machine. For the first time, doubt crossed her face. Captain Aaron lifted his head slowly and met her eyes. He did not smile. The machines powered down. The screens still flashed errors. And across the galaxy, billions watched as the impossible happened. The aspiration had begun, and the humans were still alive. The lights in the Great Hall dimmed, then burned brighter again. Smoke drifted from the aspiration machine. Sparks fell to the floor like dying stars. Alien guards rushed forward, shouting in sharp clicks and harsh tones. The humans lay where they had fallen. Captain Aaron was on one knee, breathing hard. His arms shook, but he forced himself upright. Pain burned through his body, deep and dry, like fire without heat. His mouth felt like sand, yet his heart still beat strong. Dr. Lena pushed herself up next. Her vision was blurry, but her first thought was not herself. It was the children. "Kai," she whispered. "Mira." She crawled to them, ignoring the chains biting into her wrists. Kai's chest moved slowly. Myra's lips trembled as she took shallow breaths. They were alive. A low sound spread through the alien crowd. Confusion, fear, anger. "That should not be possible," one scientist said, staring at the screen in disbelief. "The aspiration reached lethal levels." Another shook his head. Human fluid should have collapsed their organs. The Empress stepped closer to the broken machine. Her glowing eyes narrowed as she studied the data floating in the air. Numbers were unstable. Warnings pulsed red. "Explain," she commanded. A tall alien scientist bowed quickly. "Their bodies reacted, Your Majesty." The fluid did not flow freely. It moved inward, locked deep inside. The Empress's fingers tightened. "Locked?" she repeated. "Ow!" The scientist hesitated. Human biology adapts under threat. Stress forces their cells to protect vital systems. The Empress looked back at the humans. "Adapt," she said softly. "Interesting." Guards lifted Captain Aaron and dragged him upright. He did not fight. He did not beg. His eyes stayed focused, calm, and cold. Dr. Lena was pulled away from the children. She struggled, shouting, "Do not touch them. They are only kids." Kai stirred again. He opened his eyes just enough to see the guards. Fear filled his face, but he did not scream this time. He clenched his small fists instead. Mira whispered, "I'm Festi." Dr. Lena's heart broke. "No water," an alien guard said sharply, stepping back as if afraid. The Empress noticed. "You fear even their thirst?" she asked. The guard lowered his head. The Empress turned to the crowd. "Witness this moment," she announced. "You see weakness. I see deception." She walked slowly toward Dr. Lena. "You are a healer," the Empress said. "A female. Your body should have failed first." Dr. Lena lifted her chin. "Human women survive pain to give life. This is nothing new to us." The words echoed through the hall. Some aliens shifted uncomfortably. The Empress studied her closely. "Bold," she said, "or foolish?" She raised her hand again. "Prepare, phase adjustment." The scientists froze. "Your Majesty," one said carefully, "the machine is unstable. Another cycle may." "Do it," the Empress snapped. The guards dragged the humans back into position. Captain Aaron spoke then. His voice was rough, but clear. "You want to break us," he said. "But pain is not new to humans." The Empress paused. "Pain breaks all species." "Not ours," Captain Aaron replied. The machine came back to life, louder than before. Tubes reconnected. New needles extended, thinner and sharper. Kai started to shake. Mira grabbed his hand. Dr. Lena leaned toward them as far as the chains allowed. "Look at me," she said gently. "Breathe with me." She breathed slow. In, out. The children followed. The needles struck again. Pain flooded their bodies. Captain Aaron felt his vision fade. Memories flashed through his mind. Dried deserts, long marches, empty canteens, fallen friends. Humans had survived all of it. He held on to that thought. Dr. Lena's muscles locked as her body reacted again, pulling strength from deep places even she did not fully understand. The screens flickered wildly. "Pressure spike," a scientist yelled. "Internal containment increasing. This should be killing them." Kai cried out once, then stopped. His breathing slowed, steady, and controlled, just like Dr. Lena taught him. Mira whispered, "I can still breathe." The machine screamed. A loud crack split the air. One of the tubes burst, spraying sparks. The system shut down on its own. Emergency lights flashed. Silence fell. The humans collapsed again. Aliens stared in horror. "They survived again," someone whispered. The Empress did not move. She stared at the broken machine, then at the humans, then at the crowd watching across the galaxy. Her voice was low when she spoke. In the procedure, guards rushed in, uncertain now, slower than before. Dr. Lena pulled the children close as soon as the chains loosened. Captain Aaron forced himself to stand beside them. They were shaking. They were hurt, but they were alive. The Empress turned away, her expression dark. "Humans are not what we were told," she said. And for the first time, the galaxy begged. The humans did not wake in the Great Hall. They woke in a white room, cold and silent, with smooth walls that reflected no shadows. There were no windows, no doors that could be seen. Soft lights hovered above, glowing without heat. Captain Aaron was the first to open his eyes. His body felt heavy, dry, and weak, as if every movement pulled energy from deep inside him. He tried to sit up, but restraints held him gently yet firmly to the table beneath him. Not chains this time. Soft bands, strong but careful. He turned his head. Dr. Lena lay on the table beside him. Her face was pale, but her chest moved steadily. Further away, on two smaller tables, were Kai and Mira. Aaron's heart jumped. "Lena," he whispered. Her eyes fluttered open. For a moment, she looked confused. Then she saw the children and tried to rise. The restraints tightened slightly, not painful, just enough to stop her. "They're alive," a calm voice said. An alien stepped into view. This one wore a long silver robe instead of armor. Its eyes were wide and curious, not cruel. "You are in a medical chamber," the alien continued. "Do not struggle." Dr. Lena swallowed. "The children?" The alien tilted its head. "Stable, weak, but alive." Relief washed over her face. Captain Aaron studied the room. "Why are we here?" The alien looked at a floating screen. Images of human bodies rotated in the air, cells, blood flow, organs under stress. "Because your body should be dead," it said simply. More aliens entered. Scientists, healers, observers. They spoke in low tones, pointing at the images. The water moved inward. No organ failure. Cell walls reinforced. "This is not normal." Dr. Lena listened carefully. "You pushed our bodies into survival mode," she said. "Humans adapt when threatened." The lead scientist turned to her. "Adaptation usually takes generations, not minutes." "Not for us," Dr. Lena replied. One scientist pointed to Kai's scan. "Even the child did it." Captain Aaron smiled weakly. "We teach our kids early how to endure." Kai stirred on his table. His eyes opened slowly. He looked around in fear, then saw Dr. Lena. "I did what you said," he whispered. "I breathed slow." Dr. Lena fought tears. "You did very well." Mira woke next. She reached out blindly. Dr. Lena strained against the restraints until the aliens loosened them enough for her to touch the girl's hand. "I'm thirsty," Mira said again, her voice dry. The room went still. Several aliens stepped back at once. "No fluids," one said nervously. Captain Aaron noticed their fear. "You think water makes us strong," he said. "But it's not the water. It's the will." The lead scientist studied him. "Your species comes from a dangerous world." "Yes," Aaron said. "That's why we're still here." The lights shifted color as the Empress entered the chamber. All aliens bowed. She walked slowly among the tables, her eyes scanning every detail. The children, the adults, the screens. She stopped at Kai. "A child," she said. "Yet you survived." Kai looked at her, scared but honest. "I was afraid, but I didn't quit." The Empress turned to Dr. Lena. "You taught him." Dr. Lena met her gaze. "We protect our young, no matter the cost." The Empress looked thoughtful. She moved to Captain Aaron. "Your body is failing slower than expected," she said. "You should be screaming." Aaron shook his head. "Screaming wastes air." For a long moment, the Empress said nothing. Then she turned to the scientists. "Explain this." One stepped forward. "Human cells compress water. They slow loss. Under stress, their systems prioritize brain and heart. Even children can trigger this." The Empress clenched her fist. "So pain makes them stronger." "Yes," the scientist said quietly. The Empress looked back at the humans. "Your species should not exist," she said. Dr. Lena answered calmly, "But we do." Silence filled the room. Finally, the Empress spoke. Prepare the next test. The scientists froze. This is not a test anymore, one said. It is a risk. The Empress's eyes glowed brighter. All strength must be measured. She turned and left. As the door sealed behind her, the alien healer returned. You are afraid, Dr. Linus said. The healer nodded slowly. Your kind breaks our understanding. Captain Aaron closed his eyes for a moment. Then you should stop. The healer did not answer. Across the galaxy, news spread quietly through hidden channels. Humans were not dying. They were learning. And the Empress was preparing to push them even further. The humans did not wake in the Great Hall. They woke in a white room, cold and silent, with smooth walls that reflected no shadows. There were no windows, no doors that could be seen. Soft lights hovered above, glowing without heat. Captain Aaron was the first to open his eyes. His body felt heavy, dry, and weak, as if every movement pulled energy from deep inside him. He tried to sit up, but restraints held him gently yet firmly to the table beneath him. Not chains this time. Soft bands, strong but careful. He turned his head. Dr. Lena lay on the table beside him. Her face was pale, but her chest moved steadily. Further away, on two smaller tables, were Kai and Mira. Aaron's heart jumped. Lena, he whispered. Her eyes fluttered open. For a moment, she looked confused. Then she saw the children and tried to rise. The restraints tightened slightly, not painful, just enough to stop her. They're alive, a calm voice said. An alien stepped into view. This one wore a long silver robe instead of armor. Its eyes were wide and curious, not cruel. You are in a medical chamber, the alien continued. Do not struggle. Dr. Lena swallowed. The children, the alien tilted its head. Stable, weak, but alive. Relief washed over her face. Captain Aaron studied the room. Why are we here? The alien looked at a floating screen. Images of human bodies rotated in the air, cells, blood flow, organs under stress. Because your body should be dead, it said simply. More aliens entered. Scientists, healers, observers. They spoke in low tones, pointing at the images. The water moved inward. No organ failure. Cell walls reinforced. This is not normal. Dr. Lena listened carefully. You pushed our bodies into survival mode, she said. Humans adapt when threatened. The lead scientist turned to her. Adaptation usually takes generations. Not minutes. Not for us, Dr. Lena replied. One scientist pointed to Kai's scan. Even the child did it. Captain Aaron smiled weakly. We teach our kids early. How to endure. Kai stirred on his table. His eyes opened slowly. He looked around in fear, then saw Dr. Lena. I did what you said, he whispered. I breathed slow. Dr. Lena fought tears. You did very well. Mira woke next. She reached out blindly. Dr. Lena strained against the restraints until the aliens loosened them enough for her to touch the girl's hand. I'm thirsty, Mira said again, her voice dry. The room went still. Several aliens stepped back at once. No fluids, one said nervously. Captain Aaron noticed their fear. You think water makes us strong, he said. But it's not the water. It's the will. The lead scientist studied him. Your species comes from a dangerous world. Yes, Aaron said. That's why we're still here. The lights shifted color as the Empress entered the chamber. All aliens bowed. She walked slowly among the tables, her eyes scanning every detail. The children, the adults, the screens. She stopped at Kai. A child, she said. Yet you survived. Kai looked at her, scared but honest. I was afraid, but I didn't quit. The Empress turned to Dr. Lena. You taught him. Dr. Lena met her gaze. We protect our young, no matter the cost. The Empress looked thoughtful. She moved to Captain Aaron. Your body is failing slower than expected, she said. You should be screaming. Aaron shook his head. Screaming wastes air. For a long moment, the Empress said nothing. Then she turned to the scientists. Explain this. One step forward. Human cells compress water. They slow loss. Under stress, their systems prioritize brain and heart. Even children can trigger this. The Empress clenched her fist. So pain makes them stronger. Yes, the scientist said quietly. The Empress looked back at the humans. Your species should not exist, she said. Dr. Lena answered calmly, but we do. Silence filled the room. Finally, the Empress spoke. Prepare the next test. The scientists froze. This is not a test anymore, one said. It is a risk. The Empress's eyes glowed brighter. All strength must be measured. She turned and left. As the door sealed behind her, the alien healer returned. You are afraid, Dr. Lena said. The healer nodded slowly. Your kind breaks our understanding. Captain Aaron closed his eyes for a moment. Then you should stop. The healer did not answer. Across the galaxy, news spread quietly through hidden channels. Humans were not dying. They were learning. And the Empress was preparing to push them even further. The cell door opened without warning. No alarms. No guards rushing in. Just a soft sound, like the room taking a breath. Captain Aaron stood at once. His body was tired, but his mind was sharp. Dr. Lena pulled the children close, her eyes fixed on the doorway. An alien entered alone. No armor, no weapon. It was the healer from before, the one with curious eyes. You will come with me, the healer said. There will be no pain. Aaron did not move. Say it again. There will be no pain, the healer repeated. Its voice was steady, but something underneath trembled. The Empress wishes to speak. That name made the air feel colder. The humans followed, walking slowly through corridors that curved like veins inside a living body. Other aliens watched from behind glass walls. Some stared with fear, others with wonder. Kai whispered, "Why are they quiet?" "Because they're listening now," Aaron said. They entered a round chamber, smaller than the first hall, but more serious. No crowd, no cameras, only a raised platform and a single throne. The Empress sat there, alone. She stood when the humans arrived. That alone was shocking. You survived what was meant to break you, she said. You resisted pain, cold, gravity, and memory. Her eyes moved to the children. And you protected the weak. Dr. Lena felt her heart pound. That is not weakness to us. No, the Empress agreed. It is strategy. She walked slowly around them, like a storm choosing where to strike. You have shown me endurance, she continued. But endurance is not victory. Captain Aaron met her gaze. Neither is fear. Silence followed. Then the Empress raised her hand. The floor beneath the humans lit up with soft blue lines. A field rose around them, warm and steady. This is not a test, the Empress said. This is a choice. A screen appeared in the air. It showed a human colony ship, old and damaged, drifting near a red star. Your people are scattered, she said. Weak. Alone. The image shifted. Alien fleets moved toward the ship. We can erase them, the Empress said calmly. Or we can spare them. Mira tightened her grip on Dr. Lena's arm. She means kill. I know, Dr. Lena whispered. The Empress looked at Captain Aaron. You will speak for them. Aaron took a breath. What do you want? Submission, the Empress replied. Humans will serve. You will teach us your survival methods, your biology, your training. And the children? Aaron asked. They will live, the Empress said, as examples. Kai stepped forward before anyone could stop him. If we say no, he asked, his voice shaking, do they die? The Empress looked down at him. Yes. Dr. Lena's breath caught. He's just a child. And yet he understands consequence, the Empress replied. That makes him dangerous. The room felt like it was closing in. Captain Aaron's mind raced. Submission meant survival now, slavery later. Refusal meant death, not just here but across the stars. Then he saw something. The alien generals watching from the shadows. The healer standing near the door. The guards tense, uncertain. They were not united. They were afraid. You already lost, Aaron said quietly. The Empress stopped walking. Explain. You showed the galaxy what humans can endure, Aaron said. You try to break us in public. Dr. Lena understood and stepped in. Other species saw children survive your tests. Kai added softly, they'll ask why. The Empress's eyes narrowed. You assumed sympathy. No, Aaron said. We assume questions. He took a step forward. If you kill us now, you prove one thing. What? That you fear us. The chamber went silent. The Empress looked at the screen again. at the drifting human ship, at the small figures inside, unaware. For the first time, her voice was not cold. You gamble with your species. Aaron nodded. We always have. Dr. Lena squeezed the children's hands. We survive because we protect each other, not because we obey. The Empress closed her eyes. When she opened them again, the screen vanished. You will return to your cell, she said. Alive. A sharp breath escaped the room. This is not mercy, she added. This is delay. As the humans were escorted away, Kai whispered, Did we win? Captain Aaron answered honestly. Not yet. Behind them, the Empress watched their backs. For the first time in her long reign, she faced an enemy she could not crush without consequence. And that realization scared her more than rebellion ever had. The return to the cell felt different, not because the walls had changed, but because the air between the guards and the humans had. No hands pushed them forward. No weapons were raised. The aliens walked beside them, not behind. Captain Aaron noticed everything. Fear had turned into caution. Dr. Lena felt it too. The guards avoided looking at the children. One even stepped aside to give Mira more space. That small act said more than words. Inside the cell, the door sealed softly. Kai sat down slowly, his legs finally giving up. My heart still hurts, he said. That's because you were brave, Dr. Lena replied, brushing his hair back. Bravery is heavy. Mira leaned against the wall. Are they going to kill us? Captain Aaron did not answer right away. He looked at the ceiling, listening to the low hum of the station. They don't know anymore, he said finally. Across the station, the Empress stood alone in her private chamber. The lights were dim, the screens dark. She had sent everyone away. For the first time in many cycles, she felt uncertain. She replayed the footage in her mind. The human male standing under crushing gravity. The human female shielding children from cold. The children refusing to give up. This was not strength as her empire understood it. This was something else. A soft chime broke the silence. Enter, she said. The lead scientist stepped in, his posture tense. The data is complete, he said. Human survival patterns are spreading through our networks. The Empress turned sharply. Spreading? Yes, he admitted. Observers leaked the footage. Other species are analyzing it. Her eyes flashed. Contain it. It is too late, the scientist said quietly. They are calling it inspiration. The word tasted bitter. Inspiration leads to rebellion, the Empress said. Yes, the scientist replied, but also to alliances. She turned away. At the same time, deep in the lower levels of the station, the human group sat together in silence. Dr. Lena checked the children's breathing, their pulses, their eyes. They're dehydrated, she said, but stable. Kai looked up. Why didn't she just kill us? Captain Aaron answered softly. Because now killing us would say something. What? Mira asked. That she's afraid, he said. Outside the cell, two guards spoke in low voices. They were supposed to break. They didn't. My brother saw the feed, one guard whispered. He asked why our children are never tested like that. Inside, Dr. Lena stiffened. She had heard that. They're listening, she whispered. Good, Aaron said. The station lights flickered. A voice echoed through the corridors. Not loud, not threatening. It was the Empress. All personnel, she announced, stand by. No further actions against the human subjects are authorized. The message repeated. Kai's eyes widened. Did she just protect us? Not protect, Aaron said. Pause. But pause was enough. Later, the healer returned with a small device. A mist filled the cell, cool and gentle. Hydration vapor, the healer said nervously. It will not trigger aspiration alarms. Dr. Lena stared. You're helping us. The healer hesitated. I am curious. The mist eased the pain in their throats. Mira sighed in relief. Thank you, she whispered. The healer flinched, then nodded. When it left, Captain Aaron spoke quietly. She's losing control. Dr. Lena nodded. Because she showed the galaxy her weakness. Us? Kai asked. No, Dr. Lena said. Her. Far away, on distant worlds, species gathered in secret. They replayed the footage. They slowed it down. They watched humans endure. They noticed something important. Humans did not fight alone. They did not survive alone. They survived together. Back on the station, the Empress stood before a single glowing screen. It showed messages from other systems. Questions, warnings, offers. Her empire was still strong, but now it was being watched. She whispered to herself, "They were supposed to fear me." And in the quiet cell, Captain Aaron said something very similar. They were supposed to break us. Neither statement was true anymore. The galaxy had shifted, and everyone could feel it. The announcement came without ceremony. No drums, no warning. Just a simple message that echoed through the station and far beyond it. All hostilities against the human subjects are terminated. Captain Aaron heard it while sitting on the cold floor of the cell. For a moment, he thought it was another test, another trick meant to pull hope out and crush it. Dr. Lena looked up slowly. "Say that again," she whispered. The message repeated. "K blinked. Does that mean we're safe?" Aaron did not answer right away. He stood, stretching his sore body, and listened to the station around them. The hum was different now. Calmer. Less tense. "They stopped," he said finally. For now. The cell door opened. Wide. No guards rushed in. No weapons were raised. The healers stood there again, head lowered in respect. "You're free to walk," it said. "The Empress has made her decision." The humans stepped into the corridor. Aliens lined the walls, not blocking the way. Some stared openly. Others looked away. A few bowed their heads. Mira squeezed Dr. Lena's hand. "Why are they bowing?" "Because fear changed sides," Dr. Lena replied softly. They were led back into the Great Hall. The same hall where the threat had been spoken. The same place where the machine had waited to kill them. But now, the machine was silent. Cold. Dark. The Empress stood alone at the center. She raised her voice, and it carried to every corner of the hall and through every broadcast channel in the galaxy. "Today," she said, "I tested humans." Her eyes moved to the children. "I failed." A wave of shock moved through the crowd. "I believed fear ruled all beings," she continued. "But humans showed me something older than fear." She turned to Captain Aaron. "You endure pain not because you enjoy it," she said, "but because you refuse to abandon each other." She looked at Dr. Lena. "You protect life, even when your own is breaking." She looked at Kai and Mira. "And your children do not surrender. They learn." The Empress straightened. "My empire will not hunt humans," she declared. "They will not be enslaved. They will not be tested again." The hall exploded into noise. Some aliens shouted in anger, others in relief, many in confusion. The Empress raised her hand again. Silence returned. "This is not mercy," she said. "This is recognition." She stepped back. Humans are free to leave. For a moment, no one moved. Captain Aaron felt something tight in his chest finally loosen. He bowed his head slightly, not in submission, but in respect. "We will remember this," he said. "So will I," the Empress replied. As the humans walked away, the galaxy watched. On distant worlds, stories spread. A human man who stood under crushing gravity. A human woman who shielded children from death. Human children who faced extinction and did not break. Those stories did more than inspire. They changed calculations. Pius reconsidered va. Species questioned fear. Alliances shifted. On the transport ship that carried them away, Dr. Lena finally allowed herself to sit. Kai rested his head on her shoulder. Mira slept, her breathing soft and steady. Captain Aaron stood at the viewport, watching the alien station shrink into the darkness. "Will they come after us again?" Kai asked quietly. Aaron shook his head. "Not like before." "Why?" Mira murmured. "Because now," Aaron said, "they know what it costs." Dr. Lena smiled faintly. "And because the galaxy is watching." The ship jumped to light speed. Behind them, the Empress remained in the hall long after everyone else had left. She stared at the silent machine. "If you have any fluid, I'll kill you," she whispered, repeating her own words. Then she closed her eyes. Humans had turned a threat into a lesson. Not by power, not by weapons, but by endurance, unity, and care. Across the galaxy, one truth settled into history. Never test a species that survived by standing together. HFY.